Welcome to Talking Crue, the unofficial Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. This is episode 134 this week, my Motley stuff. More on that here in a little bit. But first, this week in Motley news, there is a ton of it. Happy 24th anniversary to Tommy Lee's solo album, Never a Dull Moment, released on May 21st, 2022. I talk about this album in the Tommy Lee series, episode 71. So go back and check that out. I've been listening to this album myself. I love this album. Motley Crue is in the news. They announced a new show for August the 8th in San Luis. That's Sanluis. I'm going to try to pronounce it as Potosi, Potosi, Mexico, at Foro de los Estrellas, and I'm probably butchered that as well. Fordelas Estrellas. I think this is absolutely freaking fantastic. To me, this means the tour's growing. They might add a couple of shows here and there. They've already done 2 that they've added on to. And plus, when they posted this, I was looking at Instagram and looking at some of the responses from fellow Mexican Crue heads, and they seem so freaking excited about this. And I'm excited for them. I hope you guys have a great time at this. Nicky is in the news. He posted a reminder he is selling 2 signature bass guitars for all the shows on the Return of the Carnival of Sins tour. Check out Nicky6officialbass.com. It includes not only a bass guitar, but you get to meet and greet Nicky. I think that's freaking fantastic. John 5 was on a podcast called Thinking About Guitar, where he talks about his upcoming solo tour, which he's actually on right now, playing with David Lee Roth. He talks a little bit about Marilyn Manson. He talks a little bit about Rob Zombie, and of course Motley Crue. I'll post this in the comment section down below and on the Talking Crue Facebook page. John Corabi is in the news. He added 2 new shows as a headliner, July 24th in Albany, New York, and August the 15th in Harrison, Ohio. Check out johncorabi.com for all the tour information. Tommy Lee is in the news. He posted a little video clip of the song Stupid Girl, which is coming off the 20th anniversary of Tommy Land Rides Again. I thought this was a really cool little video clip, and plus I found out John 5 actually plays on this song as well, and a guy by the name of Chad Tepper, Tepper, who I commented on this on his Instagram and said, can't wait to hear this, and I'm telling the truth, I can't wait to hear this song. And Chad liked my comment and replied, sent me 2 fireballs. So I thought that was really cool. Motley Crue is again in the news. They posted a video behind the scenes of American Idol. I think this is really cool. This is a really cool video clip. It's short and kind of sweet. I love seeing behind the scenes kind of stuff. I'll post this in the comment section down below. I already posted it on the Talking Crue Facebook page, so yeah, definitely check this out. Nicky is in the news this week. He had an article in USA Today talking about Vince's recovery after his stroke, what Vince went through. I thought this was absolutely fantastic read. I'll post this in the comment section down below and on the Talking Crue Facebook page, so definitely read this article. It's well worth the read. And that is it in Motley news. Like I said, there was a absolute ton of it, which makes me happy. This is episode 134, my Motley stuff. On this week's episode, I've been asked by quite a few people to show some of my Motley stuff, and I thought, you know what, that's a great idea. Now, I can't show you all of it, and I'll explain why as we go through this, but I'm going to show you 75, maybe 80% of what I have. And so let's get this thing started. So I'm going to start with this wall right here and kind of go through these pictures in case some of you may have a hard time seeing some of this. So this is a little bit up closer picture of the picture. I was going to hold the camera up, but I was like, man, that thing's kind of heavy to hold up for a while. But so I kind of went in history order. So you start with Theater of Pain. There's them taking a bow on the Theater of Pain tour. They actually used this photo to promote the Red, White, and Crue tour in 2005. Another Theater of Pain photo of them backstage. Then this one, Girls, 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 so 1987. Nikki with the pink hair at that time. Dr. Feelgood, 89, them backstage. Love that photo. MC 94 with John Corabi. Not really sure where that was taken. I want to say probably Vancouver, but I'm not. Don't hold me to that. Generation Swine is next. Them backstage. I always love that photo. Either Calm Before the Storm kind of thing. Here's another Motley poster. This is from Crue Fest, Metal Edge magazine, promoting Crue Fest 2008. It's got, of course, Motley Crue. Then you got Trap, 6 a.m., and Buck Cherry. So there's that top part of the wall. Here's a part that you might not see a lot of. I'm almost positive I'm the only one that has this. I'm not talking about the poster. I'm talking about how this is on. I bought this off of Craigslist. I don't know, 2007, 8, somewhere in there. And this lady was selling this, and I didn't know it at the time, but I bought it for like $10. But she put it on a board and then plastered it, or whatever that stuff is that you put on it. And it also has a clock. I'm not sure if that clock works or not. I still haven't never put batteries in it, so I have no idea. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm the only Crue head that has that. I'm sure you've seen this one kind of behind me. This is Metal Edge magazine 2005, promoting the Red, White, and Crue. So that takes care of that part of the wall, except for those two posters. I'll talk about those here in a minute. Now we're on to this side of the wall. Them backstage at the Moscow Music Peace Festival in 1989. Them taking a bow at the Moscow Music Peace Festival in 1989. MC94 tour, or anywhere there's electricity. I'm pretty sure this is a backstage photo in Japan because of the kabuki mask that John Corabi's holding. Maybe I'll ask John. So that takes care of that one. Then we go to 97 with the Generation Swine. I love that green black background that they used on this. And then 2005 Red, White, and Crue. And now we're going to the bottom down here. I always love this photo session of them in the straight jackets. I'll talk more about that in a future episode in a book that I'm sort of going to show you here in a minute. Then we got Decade of Decadence, Centerfold, and then them promoting Motley Brew, the blue drink that they had. Never got one, wish I had one, but now if I find them, they're like super expensive. Now we're going to these two posters. This is kind of a glare on it, but it's the Girls, Girls, Girls album cover poster. Funny, cool story about both of these posters. In mid-September, around my birthday, we have what is called the Tennessee Valley Fair. Always comes in September. 1987, my mom, dad took me and my brother, and then my aunts and uncles and cousins all went as well. We always went as a family. But they had to throw the dart, break a balloon, and I saw this poster. I put my own money down, popped 3 balloons, got the Motley Crue Girls, Girls, Girls poster. Then this one, again, it's kind of a glare, but you can see it right there as I'm pointing. This one as well, as at the fair the same night. As we were walking, I saw another pop the balloon thing, and they had this poster. So again, I won that one as well. So that takes care of those pictures. Okay, so this one is the Motley Crue Too Fast for Love poster. I got this from Lost and Found Records. I've talked about them in bonus episodes of Record Store Days. They actually were holding this for me. It's a reprint, but in 2007. But again, I bought this in 2007. So yeah, had to put it. My wife taught me into putting it in a frame. Love it. This one here is the original 1989 poster, Dr. Feelgood. They also used this as a t-shirt back in the day as well. And then on the back of the shirt it said, F the rest, crew heads are the best. And then as time has gone on, that t-shirt is really expensive. I mean, like triple digits. But I love to get that shirt. But yeah, there's that. So, and then on this side, this whole bookshelf is nothing but Motley Crue. So here's all the vinyls I have. A couple of Motley books. Future episodes that I'll be talking about. Paul Miles' book, Down Under. Then we got The Dirt, John Corabi. I put it all in alphabetical order. That's just how I am. John Corabi, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, all 3 Nikki Sixx's books. The Moscow Music Peace Festival on VHS. All the DVDs, including Motley Crue, including Tommy Lee Goes to College. The Nikki Sixx magazine, which I talked about in a Nikki Sixx series. Then, of course, I got Red, White, and Crue. The End, From the Beginning, 6 a.m. The Hits on CD. I have these on this shelf because I don't know. Yeah. So this is a CD rack. All of it is Motley Crue, and it's the solo stuff, Vince's solo albums, Tommy Lee's solo albums, plus Methods of Mayhem, all the 58 Brides of Destruction, all the 6 a.m. albums on CD are all in this. I'm having problems pointing out. I'll never be a weather girl, but yeah, so it's all in that, but they won't fit these because they're too wide, or like Red, White, and Crue and The End are too thick, so I put them over there. Alright, so that takes care of all of that. Now, more stuff. I got more stuff here to show you. Motley Crue bootlegs. So this is Motley Crue Tacoma, Washington Girls, Girls, Girls Tour. Getting a glare. There we go. I wrote down the set list. I'll talk about this show in the concert series that I'm going to go on. Getting tongue-tied. Going to be doing way down the road. Another show, Motley Crue, Kansas City, Missouri, Pro Shot, Dr. Feelgood Tour. Check out that freaking set list. They did 2 encores at that show. There's another Dr. Feelgood Tour, Albany, New York, 1989. I actually wrote the set list on a piece of paper right there. Then we got Motley Crue Roadies, a 94 compilation. It's all about the anywhere there's electricity, a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I would love to do. Can you still put VHS stuff on DVD? If you know, write me a comment down below. So I love to put these on a DVD. Motley Crue live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, 1997. Motley Crue versus The World Tour, Generation Swine. They played 20 songs at this show. Then we got Motley Crue, St. Paul, Minnesota, 1998. The Hits Tour. A little smaller set list, but they played 17 songs, including Enslaved and Bitter Pill. Yeah, that's awesome. And then the last one that I have is Motley Crue live in Boston, Massachusetts on the Maximum Rock Tour, 1999. This is the first tour they did with the late Randy Castile, and as you can see, and they co-headlined with the Scorpions. 15 songs on this. Again, all shows I'll talk about future episodes way down the road, called the Concert Series. Then, that's not all. I got Motley Crue socks. As you can see, I not opened it. I got this for my kids, and yeah, I love this. So yeah, there's that. Speaking of my kids, my daughter, who is a great artist, drew me a bunch of pictures of Motley Crue. So here is the Theater of Pain. Then she drew me Dr. Feelgood album cover. Then the Greatest Hits 98 at that time. Well, no, maybe 2009. That's probably about the time she started drawing all this stuff. 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. And then she was like, I wonder what they would think. And I talked about this on episode 1. So I took a picture of one, and I tagged Motley Crue, and then I tagged Vince, Mick, Tommy, and Nikki. I didn't hear anything from Vince and Mick, but Nikki hit the like button, Tommy hit the like button and retweeted it, and she was over the moon over this. And this is Saints of Los Angeles. So yeah, and she still talks about that to this day. That's why they're my favorite band. And then some more pictures I haven't hung up yet or put away. Girls. There's a cool centerfold, Generation Swan. I'll explain what I mean by putting away. Decade of Decadence. I always love the pictures of the decade because Nikki and Tommy had the new sleeve tattoos, and I was just like looking at it, just going over it. What is that? Then we got this one. There we go. Try not to tear it. This is them at the Moscow Music Peace Festival. Individual pictures of them on stage. I love that. Then we got another Decade of Decadence. I'm trying not to rip it here. Oh, come on. Well, this one's not working with me here. Dr. Feelgood. I'll fix that in a little bit. Then I love this one. The first time I saw it, I hung it on the wall. back in 1989. So this one is them backstage after the Dr. Feelgood show. I want to say it's London, but Billy Idol joined them on stage to do an encore song and take a picture, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And then we're not even close. The Motley Crue folder. I created this back in 7th, 8th grade, maybe. But as I was collecting more stuff, I had to take some stuff down to put new stuff up, and that's kind of where all of this comes in, and that's why I was saying I'm just going to show you some of it, not all of it, because there's no way I can show you all that stuff. It would take forever. Then, as I got older, I started noticing them being in newspapers. So this is the Knoxville News Sentinel. Although this is an article about Faster Pussycat, who was the opening act for Motley on the Dr. Feelgood tour, but I still thought that was just amazing that they're in the newspaper. Speaking of that, then way years later, in 2005, the Knoxville News Sentinel would have a Friday paper and talk about the review. So it was kind of like an entertainment magazine. And so yeah, Tommy Lee's on the cover of this that talks about Tommy Lee going to college, the rumor of the reunion, although they hadn't been come out just yet. And then them coming to town, Knoxville News Sentinel, Nikki Sixx on the cover, an article about him talking about the reunion. Then on September the 12th, they played on the 11th, the day before my birthday. I went to that show. Then I got the newspaper the night after, or the day after, on September the 12th. Got a review. This guy, I'm not even going to say his name. He wrote a semi-positive review, but he also insulted the band and the fans at the same time. I remember this very well. I reread this the other day, and Goober here left his email address, and I remember writing him a big nasty email saying, why would you criticize something if you don't enjoy it? And so yeah, he was like, wrote me back, just great that you had a good time. And it was just like, anyway, Motley Crue comic book. This is Hard Rock Comics. It is the story of Motley Crue from 81 to 91, so it just concentrates all the way to Decade of Decadence. Still got that in a sleeve. By the way, I bought this at a flea market for $5. Then Motley Crue on the cover, and only time on the cover, of Rolling Stone magazine. Again, I bought this at a flea market for $2. I was like, it's mine. I'm taking it home. Alright, so there's all that. Then I got Motley Crue magazines. There's one. There's another. They're still in contact. So there was a magazine I was going to show you. Let me take a pause real fast and pull this out. There we go. So there's the very first one that I bought, 1987. And as you can see, it's been torn to shreds, and because I tore all the pictures out and posters and all that stuff. So as I grew a little bit older, just a couple of years, I thought, you know what, I better buy 2 copies, and 1 copy to hang, 1 copy to keep intact. So that's why all these are mint condition. I love that. This one is the final tribute why Vince? Why? Why did Vince leave Motley Crue or get fired? I might do an episode on this magazine because I think it's Metal Edge might have did this magazine, but they threw out names who they thought would take Vince's place. Some of it was really kind of interesting. So yeah, if you think I should, write me a comment down below. Then the magazine with John Corabi. It's all about Motley Crue, except for White Zombie, Pantera, and Alice in Chains. But yeah, it's mostly Motley Crue. Then we get to 2005. Excuse me. Metal Edge, they were on the cover of it. Back is the ad about the Red, White, and Crue album and all the other albums. Motley Crue on Revolver magazine. Vince on the cover of Circus magazine. This magazine actually kind of made me mad because they got a lot of stuff wrong in it. But yeah, still cool to have. I had to have it. Then Guitar Legends. It's all about Motley Crue. This is, trying to find the date here, 2009. Then Mick Mars on the cover of Guitar World. Motley Crue is dead. Long live the Crue. That's what it says. Then we got Nicky and John 5 on it. Here's that. Yeah, Guitar World. Guitar Player magazine with John 5 on the cover. And I think this is Time Life magazine, maybe. I can't remember. All about Motley Crue. Of that as well. I hadn't looked at this magazine in a while. I need to pick this one up this week, this weekend, and look at it. So there's all the magazines, or most of the magazines that I have. Then here's the Motley Crue Girls tour book. It's still got the flower inside attached for the Motley Crue fan club. I actually bought this at a record convention that they had, and I think they still go on. I'm not really sure. I haven't been in one in quite a while, but yeah, they were selling this for $10. That's where I got that poster, the Dr. Feelgood poster. It was $20, and I was like, yep, getting this. So, and then I got the Carnival of Sins tour book. This was at the Knoxville show. In fact, I'm missing something, and I totally forgot about it. I will post a picture of it on Talking Crue Facebook page. But anyway, at the Knoxville show, I was going to get another t-shirt, but I didn't really like the designs that they had. But they had this tour book, and I was like, I'm getting that instead. And I bought a keychain, and I thought I had my keys in my pocket. But anyway, I'll take a picture of that and show it to you on the Talking Crue Facebook page. But then a Motley Crue button. I actually got this from my wife. Funny story is she bought it for me at Lost and Found Records without me even knowing about it. She put it in my stocking for Christmas, and we didn't do stocking gifts that year. So the following year, when I was hanging up the stockings, I was like, man, there's something in here. And she was like, oh yeah. So there's that button. Back to the tour books. Motley Crue, the final tour. Got this in Nashville when I took my little brother to go see Motley Crue. Yeah, really cool. Then we're getting close to the end here. So I started collecting these as well, Motley Crue calendars. This is 2006. The Carnival of Sins tour. As you can see, really cool stuff, pictures. I'm trying to find Yeah, I guess this is it. So this picture right here, Mighty Mike in the clown mask, my son, who was 5 at the time, was scared to death. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. I'll just say that. All right. Then years later, they came out in 2015. Motley Crue, the final tour calendar. I am thinking about hanging these back up, like side by side, and go through months. Yeah, different pictures, different cool pictures. Then the last thing I'm going to show you is the final tour again. This is 2016. This is the last time they put out a calendar. I don't know. Brown Trout Publishers. We need new Motley Crue calendars. That's all I'm saying. At least for me. I buy it in a heartbeat. I check every year at calendars.com, and there's never a Motley Crue calendar. But anyway, so that's that. That's this little fun episode. I took up 30 minutes of your time. Sorry. But that's it for this week. Homework, what do you think? Yeah, I got a lot of stuff, but I'm nowhere near my friend Sean, aka the Crue Collector. He has a ton more stuff than I do. But yeah, so yeah, what do you guys think? And tell me what kind of collections you got. And that's it. If you know anybody that's a Motley Crue fan, likes to talk about Motley Crue, hear about Motley Crue, send them this way. Hit that share button, copy the link, and send it to them. Tell them go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and tell them type in Talking Crue. All the episodes will pop up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button yourself. Give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. It helps out the podcast a whole lot. And that's it. Next week is episode 135. Yeah, I had to look back. 135, Motley Crue versus the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is what I'm calling this. It's going to be a rant episode. I'm just going to give you a heads up. It's a rant episode. But I think I put out some good points. But so yeah, that's next week. And that's it. I will see you guys next Friday. And you just took a ride on the wild side.